Always talking about God and Jesus. She loves to talk about God and Jesus. Your favor is about to run out because of. What's good, y'all? It's Jay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist. And it is my life's purpose to help Black people navigate this patriarchal system. White supremacy. I don't know if y'all saw my shirt. I made it. This is my shirt. We got new merch in this thing. And razorbacks, tanks, or whatever you want to call them. And this shirt comes in 3 different colors. Yellow, red, and white in this shirt. Have the hoodie. Yes. So, a little bit more about that later. But right now, let's get into what we're gonna talk about today. Okay, we got a lot to discuss. So I'm gonna go ahead and run down the docket real quick. Hope everybody's okay out there. How are you doing? Genuinely, I know you might not be able to speak to me to face. If you are going through something right now, prayers are always with everyone. Live well, to love well, have everything that they want. So we got a lot, like I said, we got a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna run down the docket, talk about the Bad Bunny Bowl. I'm gonna talk about the Epstein files. We're gonna talk a little bit about Cardi B, a little bit about Nicki Minaj, a bit about Glorilla. Then we're gonna get into the last message of the day, which is your best ain't good enough. Tune. Right, so the Bad Bunny Bowl. Oh, I ain't gonna hold you. When the Super Bowl was happening, first of all, that was one of the most boring Super Bowl I've ever seen. So boring. But when Bad Bunny came onto the stage, everybody's in the house, their attention went to the TV. I ain't gonna lie, once we realized that they were speaking in Spanish, we kind of got a little distracted. In the initial parts of it, we was like, okay, we was into it, and then he started playing the songs that we knew. We did a little dancing, and then we went back to drinking and talking and stuff, right? Because we knew we didn't understand half of what he was saying. Now, I understood most of what he said, but at the same time, my Spanish is very, very shabby. I took Spanish in school for a very long time, to the point where yo comprende más que yo puedo hablar español. I can understand better than I can speak it, because that sounded terrible. But regardless, I want y'all to be able to see my face. But regardless of that, I very much so enjoyed the Bad Bunny performance. I went back and I rewatched it the next day so that I could really watch it undisturbed. And I picked up on all the gems, the sugar cane feels. I picked up on the whole overall theme. We were just better together than we are apart, and how many of us don't really regard South America, Central America as a part of America. But that's a part of America. You don't know now, you do. Okay, so what I did not like about the Bad Bunny performance, it had nothing to even do with him. It was the responses of Black people to his performance. Black people, there are a lot of Latino and Hispanic people that are anti-Black. But we must understand that anti-Blackness is the byproduct of white supremacy. There are Black people that are anti-Black. Here, I'm not making excuses for anybody that is, no matter what their race is. But what I'm saying is, just because you know that there are some, does not mean you penalize the entire group. This is a problem that we have as humans, right? You can't penalize an entire group for a small group's mistake. Even if it is the majority, it's not always right to do that. I don't even do that to white people. I don't trust them initially. But even with white people, I give them a chance to prove themselves first, because I know that there can't be 100% all of them are racist. I know that. So I give myself the chance to get to know them, to see for myself, right? Being said, regardless, when you fail to recognize the parallels a certain group struggles with your own, you are bound to repeat oppressive behaviors towards that group. You will believe that you are rising above, or you're being better than. But again, being better than means that you think that you are a supremacist. I say a lot of people are supremacists. The white is just silent, because that's who we get it from. If you have a supremacist mindset, you likely got it from whitewashing ideology. Because we as a people, Black people, we never came out being a supremacist. The groups of people were always towards us. Historically, that's what it's been documented, right? We don't know. There's some parts of the world history that we don't know about. To which maybe Black people was doing some stuff that we didn't know about, to where we are where we are right now. I already got a video coming out talking about some of that. And again, like I said, there's parts we don't know. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. So that being said, hearing Black people complain that this man didn't speak in Spanish, Black people complain, saying that they didn't like it because they didn't like it. No, nobody ever gave a good reason why they didn't like it. Either you didn't like it because you didn't know the music, you didn't like it because you didn't understand the music, you didn't like it because you didn't understand the message. It's not something to like or dislike. It's like either you're impartial or you like it. I don't feel like there's anything to dislike about the performance. It wasn't a bad performance. It just wasn't bad. So I don't get it. But the main thing is you sounded like white people complaining that this man did not speak in our language. You're mad that they didn't speak in another oppressor's language? Appease you? Not even supposed to be speaking English. If you want to be technical, y'all worried about that. But that was the whole point. That's why I'm like, he didn't speak English for a reason. It's not that he didn't know English, he did it for a reason. The most important messages were there in English so everybody could understand. As Black people, we have to really move away from ideology of, hey, these people are mean to me, they do things to me, let me do them back. Other groups because of our own oppression. It was just a joy to see all those sea of Black and brown people together, and so that you can understand that being American is not a monolith. Being Puerto Rican is not a monolith. Being Black is not a monolith. So we have to stop putting these restrictions and a box just based upon a label. We believe that, hey, this type of person behaves this way. We do this all the time. Do it across humanity. Doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter the gender, doesn't matter the sexual orientation. Everybody is complicit. Either you did it before or you'll do it later. And I enjoyed Bad Bunny. He was great. I don't realize how much music that I know of him until performed. So that was great for me to find out, oh, that was the voice behind that music. Right. So moving on from the Bad Bunny Bowl, I think that was a really great move for them, being that last year we had Kendrick Lamar and he had so much symbolism. And it was a time where we needed for Blackness to be on display. This year we need Latin culture to be on display because, again, they are all a part of the America. American is not just the United States. Hell, it's even Canada. Canadians are American. They are in the same fucking continent. No, y'all know what I'm trying to say. So let's move on, okay? Let's talk about Cardi. I feel like that was one thing that was missing. I wanted to see Cardi perform something. I felt like she needed kind of propel her a little bit forward, especially with what she got going on with Stefan. And we were just looking forward to seeing her. We just felt like she was. But instead, we got Lady Gaga. I'm not a Lady Gaga hater. I actually love Lady Gaga, but it's just like, girl, yeah, what are you doing there? But later on, we found out she was there because, of course, she's always been a big fan of Bad Bunny and she's very supportive of him. But also, there was a point in the performance where he said, like, basically paraphrasing, that people would rather see her on stage than him. Honestly, I would love to see Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl. Cardi B and Stefan are over. I want to say this because I'm going to talk about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj in the same ways, right? Where you have two people who are somewhat cut of the same cloth, which I've been saying. You got one who has completely sold her soul and she's not coming back. And that's Nicki. I talked about Nicki in July of last year. And I said that she was going to put the nail in the coffin for her career. And she did. And in fact, I'm going to just go ahead and drop the clip here. I always talk about God and Jesus. She loves to talk about God and Jesus. Bitch, your favor is about to run out because of how nasty you are on the inside. I wouldn't be surprised. This is just my prediction. I'm gonna leave on this. Again, I don't wish these to happen. I hope I'm wrong. Jesus, please let me be wrong. I do not want bad things to happen to people unless they really deserve it. And I don't think Nicki deserves for bad things to happen to her. I do think she deserves to learn her lessons. Yes. But I don't think anything bad. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. But I just foresee in the next decade, her relevancy will dwindle down. Whatever her next work is that comes out, she's not. I don't even think it's gonna chart. See, people are going to make you eat your words. So when she comes out with whatever her next work is, her next project, it's not even gonna chart. Again, this is my prediction. I could be wrong, and I'll take that. I take being wrong. I don't mind being wrong because I'm a human being. I don't want to be right all the time. But it's just my prediction from this stance from today, July 22nd, 2025. Her next project is not gonna chart. It's not gonna chart. She already don't have really any endorsements going on because of the way she carries and conducts herself and who she married, who she associates herself with. She doesn't have that. So the money is gonna start dwindling. She's gonna try her hand at probably social media a little bit more. Probably gonna start trying to get into the movie space, but they're not going to let her. Now, social media, she might still be able to pop, but that's only if she decides to really like become more vulnerable and share who she really is with us. Because the truth is, we don't even know Nicki anymore. Who the fuck is this person? Who are you as a wife? Who are you as a mother? We don't know her. She doesn't talk about those things that often. She's always ranting and raving about the shit that's going wrong. Talk about what's right, Nicki. Unless there's nothing right. And if there's nothing right, then you need to look at the choices that you made, whether you are at fault or not. Your choices still led to your current outcome. So the money gonna dwindle down. She's gonna try her hand, like I said, in social media and acting. The acting is not gonna probably break through. The man that she's with, I got a feeling that Nicki's just staying with this man out of spite to other people. She's a Sagittarius. Okay, she's a fire sign. We do shit like that. But I feel like eventually she's gonna burn out with him. She's gonna get tired of just seeing him laid up in her fucking space, not doing shit, not contributing, and being a terrible representative to her son. She's gonna see that because the more her son gets older, the more he ages in it, the more if he possibly acts like his dad, she's going to despise that. Trust me, she is. Because her son is gonna be the man that she wants to mold into the man that she thinks a man is. But when he's not going to be acting like that, she's gonna take it out on her husband. And either they're gonna break up or she's gonna be even more miserable if she stays. Like, I got a feeling in the next 10 years, over the next 10 years or so, they're gonna break up. I got a feeling. And he gonna take her for every fucking thing she got. Cause I don't even think she got no fucking prenup. If she does, ooh, please, I hope she do. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope God I'm wrong. But I think he's gonna take everything she got. Or he's gonna try to. And then we're gonna be looking back at Nicki Minaj's legacy like, damn, that bitch was tight at one point. Did I call it or did I call it? Nicki Minaj has really, like I said before I get into Cardi, Nicki Minaj has really put the nail in her coffin. She was the replacement for Candace Owens. And it just reminds me, again, going back to even Bad Bunny, how black people were sounding. Like, we try so bad to not be like white people that we end up sounding just like them a lot of the time. Because we want to mad at the other groups of people who actually act like white people too. So we act like white people against them. I don't want to act like them at all. I want to rise above as much as I possibly can. Now, don't get me wrong. You come around here being anti-black, I'm going to cuss you the fuck out. I'm not going to use the same rhetoric of bigotry against you just because we are two different races. I'm just not. I don't see myself doing that. Now, I might be like, hey, bitch, you got stuff to worry about with your own people. Why the fuck you trying to come for me? Now, I may make it be known like that. But I'm not finna go and say no racial slurs unless you call me a slur, Mike. Yeah, I'm not too big. But I likely won't, though. I try my best not to go there because I feel like there's no point. I don't need to be like other people. I can still cuss you out and not be a bigot. That being said, we got the biggest bigot who played in our face for decades as if she was for the cause, only for her to turn coat because she wants to be able to be a U.S. citizen. Everybody is around here acting like Nicki Minaj is this genius. How is she a genius when she got Monopoly money? Like I said in one of my last videos, not the one that I just posted, but I said I know Monopoly money when I see it. Bitch got Monopoly money. Anywho, like I said, I'm not going to make this about her or Cardi, but I just want to touch on some things with Nicki. And because I haven't talked about her since they came out and found out that she wasn't even really getting real citizenship or residency. It was just, again, Monopoly money. Cardi. So Cardi B and Stefan Diggs have allegedly called it quits. Hopefully this is a long-term and forever thing, but I called her too. Bringing children into the world under unsafe or unintelligent circumstances. And yes, Cardi loves this baby. Maybe the baby was created in love. I'm not here to say it wasn't. But I do believe that baby is coming into an unfavorable circumstance. That's just, again, my opinion outside looking in. Forgive me, Lord, if I'm overstepping my boundaries for having an opinion. I'm just a little old me. But again, I am an accountability coach, so I want people to understand the ways in which you can be more accountable to your life and the results that can happen, have more foresight and consequential thinking.
I could be wrong about what I think is going to happen to Cardi B. And again, I say this all the time. I hope I am wrong. Just like what I said about Nicki Minaj. I hope I'm wrong about the predictions that I have with these people. But typically I'm not. Because again, I study human behavior and I see these things. I pay attention. I recognize patterns. It's just how my brain works. So Cardi B went and she's pregnant while still being married to Offset, while having a baby who just turned 1. She's going to have 2 babies in diapers. Again, no judgment. But she went and had a baby in the middle of a divorce with another man. And P.D.X. Stefan Diggs is just a quieter Offset. And people be like, what the fuck that mean? He is still a ladies' man. He's a man who is young. He's black. This is a perfect segue. He's young. He's black. He's famous. Even if he was used to getting women, now he has access to women that he never had access to before. He has money that he never had access to before. He gets to see things that he never was able to see before. So it's like a kid in the candy store. So it's not going to be surprising if he keep coming out every year with a new pregnancy. And this is the thing that's daunting and scary to me when it comes to Cardi B. This is the same pattern that she fell into with Offset, minus having a baby. She just got married fast. Now you're having a baby fast. It's not that. It's different, but it's not a huge difference because you're still tied to this person for the rest of your life.
So I be wanting to be wrong. People get mad at me because I'm a type of person that I'm very intuitive. I don't want to say I'm a psychic because I'm not a psychic, right? But there are patterns of behavior that I can recognize well enough that I can kind of see into the future. And I was able to foresee this. I was able to foresee, oh, Stefan is probably going to have another fucking baby next year. Now, allegedly, his baby mama, one who had a baby the same year Cardi had her baby with him, pregnant with twins, allegedly. Did I call it or did I call it? Same with Nicki. I don't do this because I dislike these people. I don't know these people. I know human behavior. That's just that. I wish everybody the best. At the same time, I can see where people go wrong, going to commit the worst. Speaking of the worst, we're going to get into the Epstein files. I'm not going to talk a lot about the Epstein files. I'm just going to talk about the state of the world we are living in. As a millennial, we went down a lot of rabbit holes, especially around like the 2012 era, where it was just this breakout surge of information about the Illuminati and the elites, the top 1%, and all the weird and crazy shit that they be doing. But I also want y'all to know that I was in high school, the early 2000s. We used to be able to see some of the darkest stuff online. I don't know. People used to show them to me. I didn't know where to go to find it, but I used to see self-mutilation videos, torture videos. Like, we were able to see this in early 2000s. So all of this stuff coming out right now is like equal parts validating. I'm sorry, y'all, I keep messing with my hair. I can't help it. I'm stimming. Equal parts validating and equal parts scary. Because it's like we knew, but we'll never find out if this is true or not. So it was just always, it was cool as a conspiracy theory. But then when you realize that, oh, this is not a theory, this is real life. This is not, can't be debunked because it's really happening. We found out in 2013 when Kendrick Johnson, his body was stuffed newspaper and found in a school mat. Knew about organ farming early. Now we've come to find out these people are cannibalizing people. They are literally selling children in front of our faces. I'm gonna get into that. And doing their worst. Torturing, just doing their worst. They're doing their worst. The worst that they possibly could, they're doing it. All I can say, silver lining, which might be problematic for me to say. I'm only saying it because Black women have always been in first on the chopping block. Once it's not us, y'all. Once, not us. We're not checking for Black women. Wanted nothing to do with us. They made it explicitly clear. So thank God, right? But my prayers are still with those young women who had to go through that because nobody feel like being essayed, especially R-worded or any kind of thing like that. It's one of the worst things that somebody can do to you. Gratefully, I've never been R-worded, but I've been essayed on more than one occasion. I probably will never forget it. And not even probably, I won't. Don't forget it. That being said, let's get into the companies, the major companies that were mentioned in the Epstein files, whether it be the CEO or the company itself helping in this sex traffic ring of young white women. Okay, so we have first on the list Life Touch. Really laughing to keep from spazzing the fuck out because bitch, Life Touch. Many of us have taken pictures with Life Touch at school, and this is why I have so many questions because it's like how does someone who decides to contract hundreds, maybe even thousands of schools to take school photos, how does someone who decides that also get in hoots with Epstein in order to traffic, for a better word, these young girls? It's disturbing because it's like y'all had a catalog. That's what Life Touch was basically providing these sickos a freaking catalog for them to choose who they want next on the list. Beyond disturbing at this point. The thing is, we already knew. As Black people especially, we knew. They practiced on us first. We were guinea pigs of all guinea pigs in human form. They did everything that they could to us during enslavement. And it carried on to the future generations. This time instead, again, like I said, turn it towards us. They turn it on each other. It's time for white people to realize how terrible they are. I'm glad to see that some people are realizing how terrible a race of people are. There is no amount of, there's no way you can absolve crimes that they have done against humanity. It's not even, oh, they do it against Black people. They do it. No, they've done it against everybody, even their own group of people. That's just one. Like I said, live touch. The next one really gonna fuck with you. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese was listed in the Epstein files. So, a kid can be a kid, I think not. A kid can get snatched up and be used. Oh, again, counsel all these people, don't go, don't shop. Please let them die. You have to. And I love some of these places. Can't hold you. We grew up going to Chuck E. Cheese, but obviously, no. Next would be Wayfair. Wayfair has been in there a lot. Wayfair, let me tell you something. I remember not some years ago, before we even found out all of this stuff in the Epstein files, that someone had made a video showing how weird it was where Wayfair would have like simple chairs going for $8,000 with girl names that were common. This happened years ago. It was exposed years ago. And now we come out and we find out, oh, they really were selling. And they with Victoria's Secret. I kid y'all not. One time, I remember, this was a while back though. I was on Victoria's Secret doing some kind of shopping, playing around. And I don't know, I pressed on something or toggled something in the search bar or something. Popped up some kids. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. I was just like, am I on the right side? I refreshed it. It went away. I'll never forget that. And I never brought it up to anybody because I thought I was being crazy. I thought maybe something was going on with the computer. You know what I'm saying? I saw what I saw. So Victoria's Secret is on the list, of course. If Victoria's Secret is on the list, so is Pink. Okay? Y'all can go do your own research about why these are on the list. I haven't done enough research yet. I'm just giving y'all the information so you can go and do your own looks. Bath and Body Works and White Barn. Can't buy no more motherfucking candles. No more goddamn candles. No more candles. No more smell goods. I don't really do Bath and Body Works body stuff anymore. You know, I'm older, so I can use grown people shit. Bath and Body Works is for kids, but they were in Epstein. So again, I would boycott these things if I were you guys, but I know you motherfuckers don't stand for a lot. Those of us who do, do your best to not shop these places. There are other places that you can shop. Smell goods, girl, go invest in some real fucking perfume. Like I say, all right? So, on from that, let's talk about Glorilla, like I said, and her family. Now, this is about to be a deep take. Not that deep, but I know a lot of people think that this situation with Glorilla and her sister that y'all are calling Brorilla is funny. Y'all, it's really not. This is what poverty does to Black families. I blame the parents. I talk about on my page quite a few times where Black people have a breeding mindset, where we continuously have children even though we can't afford them. We make excuses like, well, I gotta take care of them. What we don't understand is when people are saying things to us about our choices, sometimes, yes, I would say most of the time they are probably saying it from a mean place sometimes. There are a lot of times where people are saying it because, hey, we all share this planet with each other. And you can tell me, oh, bitch, mind your business, F-U-C-K-U, fuck off, and all that stuff. You tell me that. You would be well within your rights. At the same time, I'm well within my rights to give you my opinion, no matter where I come from. Even though I'm not the type to give unsolicited opinions to people I don't know, but sometimes people need unsolicited opinions because we share this planet. I don't give a damn if you take care of all of your kids. You're taking care of them properly. You take care of them well enough that they won't go out into the world and find somebody like me and knock them over the heads to get some money. We all share this place. We all share this planet. So when you have situations with people like Glorilla who grew up in a house of 12. It was 10 kids, her mama and daddy. A lot of people. Girl said she was in there with the rats and the roaches and never slept in a bed until she was a teenager. She never slept in a bed until she was a teenager. And you have her sister, like I said, y'all calling her Brorilla. And she's funny now. This, like I said, the situation ain't funny, but when she started talking, that is a character. That girl be talking. She be reading everybody down. But you had this situation with Glorilla, who, as far as I know, I could be wrong. She was the only child that called CPS. She was the only child that found that something was wrong with how her family was living. And it is. I don't care if you don't put your hands on your children. That's not. There are levels to abuse. If your child can't eat because you got too many mouths to feed, that's abuse. And that child As much as I don't believe children should go to the system because the system is not a great place, we need to eat though. So what do we do? Right? They removed her from the household. So her sister cried out for help very early on in her life. This was another cry out for help. She's been outcasted. She is the black sheep of all the kids. And now it's to a point where she feels like because of the upbringing that she had, one of her family members is successful and she is still struggling. She is entitled to that success. That's her feeling. That's how she feels. Wrong? Absolutely wrong. Nobody owes us anything except our parents. Our children don't owe us, but our parents do. And if your parents failed you, then you can't expect anybody else to come through and bail you out. I'm sorry. It's true. I'm not saying that people won't. I'm just saying you can't expect it. Because your parents are the people that should have. When they don't, this is when they have to answer to the higher power. Even in the Bible says that parents ought to lay up for their children, not the other way around. We are not here to serve our parents. We are here to serve us. If your parents failed you, the saddest part is you have a responsibility to work through that, to heal through how they failed you. But that's the only people that owe you. If you can't get it from your parents, you don't expect it from anywhere else. They failed their children to the point where they have two sisters beefing with each other because one happened to be successful and the other one is feeling entitled to her success because the parents now set a great foundation for those children. Y'all fucked up. Even Glorilla, even though she made it. You can't be that impoverished and think that you're not going to be exposed to mental health issues. Hell, as black people, we already predisposed to mental health issues because trauma is generational, hereditary, or epigenetics. So can't for group of people who came from the most terrible situations and you are born to a new era where you still born to another terrible situation, that's compounding trauma on top of each other. And you got this situation with Glorilla and her sister. Again, parents are at fault. Another way to look at it. Glorilla is very entitled. She has a personality, which is why you gonna see her for a little while longer, but she gonna fizzle out unless she finds something else to do. So that being said, that's a perfect segue into, like I said, our last message of today. Okay, but before we get there, let's get to an ad break, shall we? Right, y'all, make sure.
In a world so undivided, we must retrace the steps of human history to understand how we got here, dependent on a system that promotes human suffering. It is then we will experience profound enlightenment and unplug from the
Right,
system
y'all, make
as we
sure
know it.
y'all go
Born to
grab the
the Eye
free
is a
chapter
guide
sample
designed to
if you
help
like
Black
it.
people unplug.
This book is
Are you ready
available
to
for pre-order.
experience
We
your
have
awakening?
paperback copy, have a hardback copy, which
Pre-order
I don't
available
have with me
now.
right now. We also have the ebook. Okay, ebook copy is going to be the least expensive. All pre-orders are going to get the first 5 chapters delivered to you digitally. You can read it before the book comes out on March 20th. And yeah, y'all, just go check it out. We need to read. We have to know where we came from so we will never go back. Because if you don't know where you traveled from, you might take the same road back. Right? So this is today. Your best ain't good enough. Oh, this sounds real. Just saying that sounds like I'm not good enough. See, people will immediately go to, oh, that means I'm not good enough. That doesn't have anything to do with you. It's your behavior, it's your production, cause of whatever your choices are. Sometimes you try your best and that best is not good enough, not even for your own standards. Sometimes you try your best and your best is not good enough for other people's standards. How do you handle that? Well, number one, you handle it by accepting the fact that being human means being imperfect. You can do your best. If you do your best, what more can you ask for? You use all the tools you had at your disposal and things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. Sure, you can sulk about it, you can cry about it, but it's done. You can't go back and fix anything from the past because, baby, guess what? We don't have a time machine. Oh, I wish I had a time machine. We don't have that. Only have the future and the right now. You cannot use your prior experiences of failure to dictate if you will ever try to take a risk that can lead into the largest, most profitable return on your investment. You have to be able to come to terms with our own mediocrity. I say that as someone who I'm not a modest person, I will say that, but I can say this as modestly as possible. I'm really good at a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I try for the first time and I'm automatically good at it. I've always been on superior or above average end of the spectrum. just my entire life, from my EQ to my IQ, just my skill sets in general. There are some things that I don't do well. I own it. I have imposter syndrome like a motherfucker. I can self-sabotage like a motherfucker. Don't realize that a lot of times, especially when it comes to promoting myself, I can get on here and tell y'all all of my opinions about things and be fine. But when it come down to, say, me wanting you to buy this t-shirt, like, oh, well, maybe they just want them to do it on their own. No, I want you to buy this t-shirt because look at the quality, right? I ain't trying to be naked, but it's great quality. Okay? It's almost a jersey material. Hoodie. I mean, you might not even be able to wear this again until next year, or the end of the year rather. It's heavy material, and what the tank top done went to another room. But even with the tank, that tank top is really good for working out. Even with the tank top, it's really good for working out. It's cool, breathable material. I want you guys to buy this stuff. Also, I do have another. When I'm gonna post this, but I know I'm gonna have another raffle coming up. If you missed the last one, I have a raffle coming up on. Let me see what day. It'll probably be on the 13th, March 13th. I have another raffle week before my book Thorn to the Eye will be officially released. So, being said, if you see this you more than likely will see this before the 13th. Make sure you are subscribed. Sure, if you don't want to look at the live here, you look at it on TikTok because I'm the only two platforms that I'll be going live on. Okay, for the raffle. So stay tuned. Check out my content week of. Get to my page on March 9th so you can see what this raffle is going to be about and how you can enter. And if you got this far, you a real one. I love you. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. See you.